and welcome to the Jank Bank. My name is Brad and I'll be your host as we explore fun, unusual, and unique commander decks that can still hold their own and win games. As a quick disclaimer, these decks are tuned to my own personal budget and meta, so feel free to make changes as necessary. The commander for today's deck is Thantis the Warweaver, a 5/5 spider with vigilance and reach for 3 black-red-green. With Thantis in play, all creatures attack each combat if able, and whenever a creature attacks us or a planeswalker we control, we put a +1/+1 counter on Thantis. Thantis was my favorite commander of the 2018 precons for exactly 2 reasons. 1, I love abilities that force players to think outside the box, and 2, I've been trying to make Spider Tribal a thing for some time now. Now at first glance, it would appear that Thantis is quite a poor Spider Tribal leader. However, there does exist some synergy, in that spiders typically have a high toughness, as well as reach, making them excellent blockers. That being said, Spider Tribal sounded a little basic, so for this build I decided to go all out and build a 100% blinged out Spider Tribal deck with a budget of $100. So let's jump right into it, starting things off with our spiders, where we have some token producers leading the pack. Dragonlayer Spider and Arachnofoilia of the Endless Web not only produce lots of tokens, but do so on our opponent's turns, meaning we have a steady supply of blockers coming in. Arachnofoilia also synergizes very well with Ishkana Graph Widow, which we can use to deal 1 damage to an opponent for each spider we control. We also have some spiders with very, let's say, unique abilities. Watcher in the Web can block a total of 8 creatures by itself, making attacking us a lackluster option for our opponents. Silklash Spider gives us a repeatable board wipe for our opponent's flying creatures, and Steam Spitter is a spider with fire breathing. Do I even need to explain why this is in here? It's a spider that breathes fire. Now, Thantis does have vigilance, but the vast majority of our creatures do not. So, in order to protect our life total, we do have a few fog effects, but I tried to focus on fogs with upside. As long as we control a creature with power 4 or greater, Winds of Kalsisma is only going to fog our opponent's creatures, and this can make for some pretty impressive blowouts. Terrifying Presence fogs everything except for 1 of our creatures, allowing Thantis to safely remove a pesky attacker from the board. And Blunt the Assault fogs everything, but we do gain 1 life for each creature on the battlefield, padding our life total against future attacks. Now let's move on to the good stuff, the win conditions. Revenge of Ravens is going to drain our opponents when they attack us. This card can absolutely devastate decks built around small creatures or tokens, and eventually prevent our opponents from attacking us altogether. Next is Sight of the Scale Lords, which gives our creatures with 4 or greater toughness, +2/+2, and vigilance. This is pulling double duty in this deck by buffing our typically low power creatures, as well as leaving us with blockers to entice our opponents to attack elsewhere. Last, but certainly not least, is Assault Formation. This card turns our spiders' toughness into their power, which pumps our damage output through the roof. As if that wasn't enough, though, we can also pay 2 and a green to give all of our creatures an additional +0/+1 until end of turn. So now that we have a feel for how the deck works, let's talk price. The final price for this deck, shipping included, was $99.28. This price includes the entire deck, including basic lands in foil, 10 foil spider tokens, 100 Dragon Shield resealable inner sleeves, and 100 Dragon Shield art sleeves with Mega Man on them, because, why not? In closing, I'd like to say that while not perfect in any way, this deck is a ton of fun to pilot, and with its low cost and straightforward strategy, would be an excellent starting point for a new or returning player, as well as a perfect home for any future spiders Wizard has in store for us. And that's going to do it for today's deck. The full list is in the description, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, so please let me know in the comments below, or in our Discord server, also in the description. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with all of the latest episodes. The Jank Bank is brought to you entirely by the incredible generosity of our patrons. If you'd like to join them in supporting the channel, click the link in the description. And with that, we bring this show to a close. See you next time, and stay janky.